In the ever-changing landscape of a city such as London, where the old becomes modern, one thing always stays the same: people's love for photography and recording the little moments in life through the lenses of their cameras. But in today's world, capturing these moments have become so much easier. Cameras like the Sony ZV-E10 II, with its compact size, are making it so easy to capture videos and photos to share with the world through social media. Not to mention that the imagery that this camera can produce can give you some of the best photos and cinematic videos that you can be proud to share.
Alright, so we're here in London today. We're going to be shooting on the Sony ZV-E10 II. We're going to be doing some photography, but according to pretty much almost every YouTuber, this camera sucks for photography. But I'm here today to disprove that because I know this camera is good for photography. I've taken about 4,000 photos of this when we were in San Diego. So we're going to go all around London. We're going to be in the rain. It's going to be wet. It's gross. My feet are already soaked. We're going to shoot a ton of photos. And we're going to go to Piccadilly later to shoot while it's in like LED billboards and screens and see if this has any issue with that electronic shutter. Because mostly that's the problem that most people seem to have with this camera, is that electronic shutter. And they say that makes this garbage for photography. But I don't think it does. So let's go. Alright, so I'm switching over to the 10 to 18 here from the Sigma. Just kind of a cool spot here. I think we're going to get a good shot here with this. Using this definitely as a kind of a leading line. You can see the different kind of framing here. We're going to go up to more of like an f6.3 super moody. So it's definitely raining out here still, so we're trying to keep the camera protected as much as we can because I'm not sure how weather sealed this camera actually can be. So
what you need is one of these, my friend. This one's mine. This, you probably don't have this if you're watching this in America.
Yeah.
This is a Tesco's carrier bag. Now you have the carrier bag part. What you do is you put a hole through it, and then what you can do is you can stick your camera through it and then wrap it round, and there you go. Now I'm ready to shoot in the rain.
So we're going to go over to, the obviously iconic part of the thing. We're just going to get a fun shot because why not? We have a wide angle. It's raining. It's moody. It's foggy. It's wet. It's gross. We're going to go to 18. Let's bring this up to like an F8, F9. So I think the lesson from today at this point is maybe let's wait until it stops raining a little bit because I'm a little worried with the water coming into the top of the ZV-E10 II. We got the camera back out. We're now using the 18 to 50. It was raining before. This camera's not super weather sealed, so we took it away for a bit, put it in the bag. Kind of cool using the framing there. So we got this taxi that just stopped here. I don't know if we have a shot or not, but good one, Curse. I got this one.
So many business people stay. Oh wow! Whoa! What the? Kyle, slow down. That, like, she hasn't even seen. She didn't even care.
On this trip, on today's POV, we brought the 10 to 18, the 18 to 50, so we have that focal range covered, and then I brought the 70 to 200. I know it's a ridiculously expensive lens, especially for a camera like the ZV-E10 II, but as I said it before, and I'll say it again, I already own the lens. It's the nice thing about having interchangeable lenses is that you can change it. You can put on a ridiculous lens, and that glass is so good. So it's something where I have both camera and that lens, so I'm going to use them still. Let's keep getting some spots here. So what I'm looking for is very like contrasty shots. So because we have a lot of grays here, a lot of like blues, I'm looking for things like yellows and reds because they're going to really pop against the background. Or I'm looking for something that's a complementary color, so like maybe some olive greens, things like that. They're going to be cool. But that's what's cool about London is there's a lot of red stuff here. There's a lot of buses, There's a lot of like phone booths. There's just a lot of red. Let's try to go through here. I'm gonna go up an aperture.
In tandem here. We just both went down to get this shot. I'm shooting now with a 10 to 18 grade frame. I'm going to shoot this at 18mm to get that frame using the design. Shooting.
We're gonna get this guy. One shot's there.
I'm down to 43% of battery and a billion shooting phone.
I'm gonna try the shot one more time.
She was like a class, she's what you call a classy lady in the UK.
I like shots where people are just like sitting on curbs or cool areas, so we're gonna get that. We're gonna go up the f-stop on this a lot. So I'm gonna go with about 35 actually, because I want to get a little bit of width in this shot here. I'm gonna tap touch the cathedral. Is that the cathedral? I almost said Capitol because it also looks like a Capitol.
Capitol building.
But it's got a cross on it, so it's definitely a cathedral. I like when you have cool alleyways going to huge buildings. It's a fun shot. Actually, let's drop this thing down to 2.8 and then get more bokeh on the sides. Alright, so we're going to use this drain here as a leading line, and we're going to get the reflections off both buildings. So I'm shooting this in like f/22 because I want this to be super sharp and no bokeh. Let's wait till this guy's out of the frame. Alright, we got that shot. Let's do one with the horizon a little bit differently. I don't do many lookup shots, but this is a fun one. So we are waiting until people move. Okay, so we came up on this cool rooftop here. I'm going to use the 70 to 200 because why not? We have Tower Bridge just in our sights. I had to wipe away some of the rain because it's wet, but let's see what we can get here. So we're going to go up to about like an f/8 because I want more hidden focus here. That's cool. We got the chart over here. Maybe cool. We got this interesting building here. So the 70 is a little tight on this because we're pretty close to that building. Then behind us here we also have this. Maybe a little too zoomed in still. That's cool little framing there. Look up shots.
Just a nice shot. Oh, sick! I like it.
It's a little too zoomed.
It might be less zoomed, but if I'm in.
I like just cool shapes like this too.
As well. It's a nice frame. With the recording here.
I mean, different frame, different lens. Curtis got a cool one with the 10mm. We'll switch to that because it was a good photo. But also,
so look. Whoa, I like that because it's just like detail, pure detail right there.
It's just different. It's like, you're like, what is that? It's cool. It's like,
what about through there?
Argyle.
That might be cool.
I like putting on a lens and just leaving it for a period of time because it gets too much sometimes when you're like switching lens every 3 seconds, and that's why having lenses like the 18 to 50 or 17 to 70, it's very convenient because you have such a big like array choice of a focal range, and you don't have to swap every 2 seconds to a different lens. Okay, so we're gonna go back to the 10 to 18. Luckily for me, I did bring this towel, so we're just gonna kind of wipe the window off a little bit, as much as we can. I don't think it matters because there's stuff on the other side of the window now. All right, so we're gonna do some f2.8 for a minute here because I like f2.8. I'm gonna bring down my ISO so I don't have to go up too high. So over here we have the London Eye. Behind me, Westminster. We have Big Ben. We're gonna do some tourist photos a bit here. This is Curtis.
Hi there, guys. How you doing?
So we're gonna do some tourist photos because we're here. Why not? Whatever. We're gonna get some shots over by the bridge too that are different shots that aren't tourist. So let's do that. There's one shot that I want to do. I'm totally stealing it from this guy here. He did the shot. We might have to be patient until a cab comes up.
Oh, I know what shot you do. It's a good shot. I don't mind anyone trying it. You've got to try it. If you don't come to London and don't try it, it's good.
They're pouring coffee.
Yeah, that looks pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
All right, so we need to go further down this way because the shot I want.
Very good shot there.
We'll do a couple buses while we're waiting here.
You see, there you go. A little bit more to the left. You need to there. Why don't you try
See, now the thing with Curtis's photo that we're trying to kind of get again is that he managed to get a taxi all by itself, no other cars around it, and that's what made it look really cool because it made it look like a magazine shot. It was like a tourism board. Here's the shot, like, and that's what made it like so special. Is it felt very staged of a photo. So if you guys know anything about this shot, this is Westminster Bridge. We have Big Ben, Parliament, but this spot right here is from. It's a cool shot. It's a cool angle. What it really reminds me of is the movie Hook. So in Hook, this is where, you know, like, they flew out the window and they went over the top of this over Big Ben. We had George Lucas and Carrie Fisher's cameo over here where they were kissing and they flew in the air. This is like an iconic spot for me. So down here is a really sweet photo spot. This guy has done plenty of times. And every time I see that, I go, damn, I need that photo. So we're going to take that photo.
But today, they're there, but bang. There you go, there's your angle. And I am too tight with the 50 to do it.
So clearly when they're like in the doorway, you get silhouette. So this is going to be a spot you're going to have to be patient. You're going to want to wait till your subjects are in there. If we get a spot where no one's like hanging out and someone just walks through, that's going to be the ultimate photo for me. Because this is going to be a very popular area, it's going to be a waiting game.
Gotta be patient.
Right when you think it's like about to be good, and you're like, oh, about 20 more people just showed up. We're gonna just throw the 70 to 200 on here for a minute. Just do some detail shots while we're down here. Got tired of waiting in that other little part under the bridge, which was gonna be a good shot, but we definitely just got bored and we're moving on. It's kind of a fun spot. Got some foreground with the tree. Let's widen that up a little bit.
That guy there with a top hat.
That's a good spot.
Oh, that in landscape looks so nice.
You pose too much. So you pose too much.
That's another one.
Not the Big Ben background version of it, but I mean, it still looks cool. Let's get this driver here.
Oh, could you? Yeah! Thank you. Have a good day now.
Yep. Got it. All right, let's put this big lens away because we don't want to do this whole trip. Question is, do I capture the water or do I let it do long exposure?
Bit of both.
The problem is I'm in a bad spot unless I use something to hold the camera and I don't have my tripod. So let's do this. That's cool. We'll do that shot. But hey, that's a good test right there. Did it get any flickering? I don't see any flickering. So electronic shutter, I mean, we're going straight at LED video screens. We're almost at nighttime. I don't think this is doing much. I think you're gonna have some effects with some cheap light bulbs you put in like houses with LEDs. But other than that, I don't think you're having really any issues with these electronic shutters. So Editing Kyle here. I do want to make a quick little update here. Some of the photos of the Piccadilly billboards did kind of get a little goofy. Now I think this might have something a little bit more to do with my shutter speed, more so than the electronic shutter. It could still be a bit of both, but I know when we were shooting some photos on the ZV-E1, which also has an electronic shutter, Curtis was not getting any of this. So it has probably more to do with the shutter speed, but you can see this logo that says Boss here is supposed to be all white. But you can see there's some weird digital something going on. And maybe I was just catching it as it was switching. I'm not sure. But like I said, the ZV-E1 with that electronic shutter wasn't getting that. So I'm guessing my shutter speed just wasn't matching the frame rates of the billboard. But if you stick around in this video, we are going to be going to Chinatown where there's a ton of LEDs, ton of different weird lighting. And you'll see if there's any effects there. So let's get back into the video. Cool, I got it. We're gonna go not so low to the ground because I'm trying to center this with the archway behind it.
There's Aston Martin coming.
So this is going to be definitely a real test of this camera because supposedly it sucks with the electronic shutter and LED lights and lighting and we're in an area where it's just all neons, all LEDs, and we're gonna see. If you guys aren't seeing any issues with these photos, we can just put that to rest. So far, I'm not seeing any issues with any of the LEDs. Could that change? Sure. But I think the sheer fact that people are putting too much into that is another one of those things where people obsess over supposedly a negative thing that one person said might happen, and then everyone just says it happens. Like, yes, we all know electronic shutters are going to potentially have some issues with LEDs, but so far I haven't seen anything in like any real world thing. I mean, if your budget is more than $1,000 on a camera,
Get the A6700.
you can go up to the A6700. It is a better camera. It does have more options. It has a shutter wheel in the front. It has better autofocus. It has the AI chip. So if you want to add autofocus for like cars, planes,
You'll be better off.
bugs, other things like that, it's great. But to say that this isn't going to do anything good for photography is just an absolute terrible understatement. See, these look like they may be cheap LEDs, but you know, looking back at it, no banding. I don't see anything. And banding is pretty obvious when you see it on a camera.
Oh, I like the way it's
Let's see. Doesn't look like any banding. No. Yeah. It's. Of all places I thought for sure would be a place with just totally weird mixed lighting, and I'm not seeing anything bad.
Oh, this would be very nice. This would be really nice.
And then,
All of it.
yeah. Let's get the towers more in here, actually. Let's check out going over this way. I think I might switch back to the 18 to 50 for over here, just because of how far away we're gonna get. But I've been trying to get this one shot earlier with this leading line going all the way to the tower. There's like literally physically a line all the way to the tower. It's a cool shot. Yesterday I had a lot of people in the way, and then it was raining, so I just haven't been able to get a good one of it yet. So let's check that. Let's see if we can get this. Let's see if we're far enough away to get a cooler shot of the tower from this leading line. Okay, we're coming back down here below the Westminster Bridge. There's a little tunnel exit. We're gonna try to get this photo again. I'm sure when I get around this corner there's gonna be like 25 people there, but...
Let me put in that side.
Sure, yeah, perfect. It's usually like 20 people there all day, so perfect, thank you. So last place we're coming here with the ZV-E10 Mark II is going to be Richmond. You guys are going to probably recognize this from Ted Lasso. In fact, I'm actually just sitting in the park right now by the bench and the bar and everything else, so let's go check it out.
That's like the bricks and McDonald's. There you go.
All right, guys, so thanks for sitting through that long video. It's pretty hard to go out to London and go to like 20 different locations and make a short video out of that. But anyways, you guys, the Sony ZV-E10 Mark II, this camera was super capable of doing pretty much everything I wanted it to do for photography. It's very comparable to like the a6700. Now, with that electronic shutter, we may or may not have kind of seen something with the billboards there that might have had something to do with the electronic shutter. But I still think it might actually also have something to do with the shutter speed that I was shooting at. I think it might have been more that my shutter speed just wasn't matching the LED billboards. But as far as all the other LEDs that we were shooting in Chinatown, this thing didn't seem like it had any problems with the electronic shutter. I wasn't seeing any banding. I wasn't seeing any goofy lighting situations. So I think for the most part, you're going to be very okay with this camera for photography. You might run into some things if you have like really cheap LED lighting. So if you're doing stuff like real estate photos, maybe go with something like the a6700, because you might run into those problems where you might have some cheap lights in a house and you might actually see some of those like visual banding on the walls or something. But this thing still took incredible photos. I mean, it's exactly what I expected it to be. I have been shooting on this now since June when I had the prototype. And I think it's very quality camera for photography. Now, if you do want to spend a little bit more and go to the a6700, you're spending $300 more. You are getting quite a bit better of a camera, in my opinion, because you are getting the electronic shutter, you're getting stabilization, you are getting things like the AI autofocus, so you're going to do trains, cars, bugs, airplanes, and stuff like that. As far as the regular autofocus for humans and birds and cats and stuff, you're going to get pretty much the exact same on this camera as on that camera. But all in all, you guys, I think this was a great camera. What do you guys think? Leave me a comment down below. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, please follow along. As always, guys, we'll catch you on the next one. Later.